Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here this morning. Can I get approval of the minutes from the December 9th meeting?
I'll make a motion for approval.
Signed by all of us.
I'll second. Should be public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had it backwards.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, let's do this. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Is there any public comments on agenda items only? Hearing none, we'll move on to personnel items.
Yes, I have a few personnel items for the board this morning. The few items I have here in the beginning are for information. We had the following resignations, retirements received. Tyler Corwin resigned from the Sheriff's Office effective 12/24/25. Grace Field resigned from foster care effective 12/24/25. Jonathan Parsons resigned from maintenance effective 1/2/26. Dwayne Morgan retired from 911 dispatcher effective 12/19/25, and he did have 17 and a half years of service with us. And Aaron Van Wormer is resigning from human services effective 1/30/26. Also for information, we have the hire of Chelsea Gross, secretary to the district attorney, at $16 per hour with benefits, effective 1/12/26. Also for information, transfer of Megan Hober from domestic relations to judicial line staff in district court 04-3-01 at $19.23 per hour, effective 1/5/26. Also for information, we had the termination of Andrew Lee, Prothonotary and Clerk of Court's office, effective 12/5/25. The next item I have is termination of Kimber Wheeler, Department of Emergency Services, effective 12/17/25.
Okay. Can I get a motion for the termination of Kimber Wheeler?
I'll make a motion. I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
The next item I have is to approve the hire of Casey Morgan, maintenance worker 1, at $17.50 per hour with benefits, effective 1/12/26.
Can I get a motion for the hire of Casey Morgan?
I'll entertain a motion to hire Casey Morgan.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
The next item I have is to approve the transfer of Marcia Holzenbach from caseworker 2 to screening caseworker at the rate of $21.74 per hour, effective 1/5/26.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Thank
I'll
you,
second.
Sam. Thank you, Mark. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The next item I have for approval is to approve the transfer of Mackenzie Royal from part-time corrections officer at Tyler County Prison to caseworker 1 in family services at $18.80 per hour with benefits, effective 1/12/26.
I'll make the motion for approval.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item I have is to approve a status change for Carmen Hallisey for part-time telecommunicator emergency services effective 12/14/15. She's been approved to fully qualified trained status.
She's fully qualified and going to part-time. All right, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Next up is an amendment to a current county policy for employees who have accumulated 90 days in their sick bank. Rather than $75 per day unused at the end of the year, they will now receive $100 per day for each unused day over the 90.
Okay.
Make the motion for approval.
Thank you, Mark.
I'll second the motion for approval.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is ordinance 2026-1. It's the new subdivision and land development ordinance.
Yep, and just for discussion, I don't think there was anything too earth-shattering in that, right? It was just kind of cleaning it up.
Yeah, it was some cleanup, a few little administrative changes, some wording, spellings.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for approval of the saldo.
I'll make motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is Resolution R126, the 2025 CDBG competitive application.
Yeah, if you'd like to speak to that.
Yeah, sure. Tioga County is an entitlement county for community development block grant monies. We applied this year for redoing some water lines within Hamilton Township, and we were awarded that. However, that was just for a part of it. We were going to do the main leaking areas. This competitive grant is due in February, and so we're putting together additional monies so we will be able to redo all the water lines within Hamilton Township. Currently, they're losing lots of water. To give you an idea of some of the leak kind of issues within the county, recently we did a project for Watrous. Before we redid their distribution system, they were using 10,000 gallons of water a day. Once we redid their distribution system, it went from 10,000 to 1,400. And so that's some of the problems in regards to some of the water systems within the county. And so this will obviously help Hamilton Township from the standpoint of the amounts of money they're buying from Blossburg, and also to all the residents that live there as well. So once again, the total amount of money is just under $500,000 to redo all their water systems. And so this second part will allow us to do all of them as opposed to just part of it. So that's what it's about. The resolutions is essentially outlines regards to the monies have to be spent within certain kinds of ways, or certain responsibilities that goes along with that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I need to have this resolution in order to for the second part of this application.
Yeah, and Dan, thank you so much for your help with this and all that you do.
Sure.
Dan is a good resource for us, and honestly, there's a lot of communities in Tioga County where the infrastructure is very old and need work, and some of these funds coming our way is we're really grateful for it, and we're going to try to apply wherever we can to help municipalities upgrade their systems.
Do you want me to summarize this?
Yep, go ahead.
Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Tioga County has the legal authority and responsibility under Act 179 to apply for the Community Development Block Grant Funds, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Tioga County have taken a considerable citizen participation process, including written invitations to municipalities, informational meetings, hearings, and legal notices, all of which culminated in the prioritization of projects and development of the Community Development Plan, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Tioga County are familiar with the requirements of the program as provided in the Housing and Community Development Act and the Community Development Block Grant Regulations, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Tioga County wishes to apply for said funds.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And next is Resolution R226, authorization for signature on a reimbursement grant agreement supplement for the Marsh Creek Greenway North section.
Jen, do you have any?
Sure. So the northern section of the trail, it has a few different grants, but PennDOT is actually the project manager for that. So HRI, the contractor, ran into some delays getting some of the fencing, which has put us over schedule, so we're running late. So this just gives us 6 more months to complete that work under PennDOT.
Great. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second motion for approval.
All those in favor, give their consent by saying aye.
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 Was there any penalty for the delay of like supplies and stuff?
Yeah, HRI is being penalized per day,
Okay.
so liquidated damages, and it's pretty high. I can't remember the exact number,
Yeah.
but I know they are really pushing to get done.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And
Thank you.
Thank you and Fred for all the work you're doing
Absolutely.
to, get that across the finish line.
Sure, you're welcome.
Next up is a request for 911 state interconnectivity funding.
Yep.
So we've been awarded through Pima a total of $991 and $250.79. The large portion of that, which is $911,000 plus, goes through our region to update our consoles in the 911 center. And that'll be dispersed quarterly for that. Then we have $58,653, which is basically a reimbursement that we get quarterly. That's for our landlines that we're required to have for 911. And then lastly, $2,833 is for the next gen 911 GIS maintenance, for the portion that we use GIS for 911 as well. And that's usually reimbursed the first quarter.
Great, thank you.
And we're getting this money because we're working with other counties, correct?
The large portion for the console goes through the region,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Any further discussion?
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is a replacement vehicle request through Enterprise for Department of Human Services, and this replacement vehicle is replacing one that had been totaled. This new vehicle will actually come in around $700 less than the previous.
Okay, I'd like to hear that.
I'll
Okay,
make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Next up is an annual agreement, save and maintenance agreement through the District Attorney's Institute. There's no cost involved. It's a witness protection, or witness notification system. that we
It's a
sign on to.
system that the victims can call in to see status of incarcerated persons.
Okay.
Action required or no?
Yes.
Yep,
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second that motion.
thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up are the Cuyahoga County real estate tax refunds as listed.
I'll entertain a motion for the real estate tax refunds.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next is a request to appoint the individuals listed there to the Cuyahoga County Solid Waste Advisory Committee.
And can I loop all these together?
Yeah, oh yes.
Go.
No,
Okay, I will entertain a motion for Tioga County Solid Waste Authority Advisory Committee.
I'll make a motion for approval. By way of discussion, who makes those recommendations to us? Was it Northern Tier? Who?
The Northern Tier Solid Waste Authority, yes, when they
Okay.
redo their municipal waste planning, waste management plan, which is required to be done every 10 years.
They make the
They make the
recommendations to us.
recommendations. And
Okay,
it's a selection of people throughout different
Sure.
walks of life.
thank you.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Next is to appoint Todd Webster as Associate Farmer Director on Soil Conservation District Board.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next is a UPS battery backup for the prison, $880-900, and that's through Act 13.
This is replacing one, or is this?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
and maintenance as
Oh,
well.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Thank you, Mark.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Sam. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And next is the same type of equipment for here at the courthouse. Also
Select.
after 13.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is a quote from Aspire for our dual multi-factor identification that we have here at the county. It'll initially get paid with Act 13, and P-Corps, once we get funding for P-Corps, it'll reimburse.
Act 13.
Okay.
Um,
I'll make the motion for approval.
Thank you, Mark.
I'll second the motion for approval.
Thanks, Sam. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And we've had a request to use the courthouse parking lot on May 2nd for the Mammoth Endurance Gravel Bicycle Ride. So we'll put out from.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Next is a listing on your agendas of the 16 agreements for the Department of Human Services.
I think we had a very productive meeting at our work session, or conversation at our work session, so please thank Mary for
Yeah.
addressing those questions and educating us to the needs, so thank you. I'll entertain a motion, or I'll make a motion for approval.
Thank you, Mark.
I'll second the motion for
All
approval.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Next up is the December 2025 payroll benefits and accounts payable expenses.
Okay.
Motion for approval. That's for
No,
information.
that's just for information. Commissioner news. Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about the DR funding?
Sure. So about a week and a half ago, we got an update from DCED, the disaster recovery funding that's coming to our community. I think around $12.6 million. There is a DR funding action plan right now on the DCED's website. You can actually find it on our Tioga County website, on our main page, as well as under the planning office and emergency services. So we're encouraging folks to go out and check out that action plan. It kind of calls out what the county would like to see that money invested in. We want to make sure that Knoxville, Westfield area is more resilient. We know it's going to flood over there again at some point. And, our priorities are to get municipal infrastructure more prepared for that. Possibly the fire department, as well as to raise homes. I think we can invest this money responsibly over there to make that community more resilient, and we're excited about those opportunities. We're a little concerned with all the strings that are attached to this funding, but we're up to the task. We've already had conversations with Dan. We were talking in nauseam, unfortunately, but poor Dan's going to have to spearhead this. So thank you for
Again,
that.
we're grateful for your help.
Yeah. But we're excited about the opportunity, and we've heard, since DCD put together this action plan, likely there will be a grant opening up, or a grant round opening up sometime in March, and we'll have 60 days to put in grant applications to invest this money in our community. We want to make sure that we put the best projects forward, and the best projects will be the projects that qualify for all the HUD standards. It may not be exactly what we would like to do with that money, but we got to make sure we're submitting projects that are competitive and apply for that HUD funding. We've heard other communities are going on their 11th round of trying to invest this money. Realistically, we would like to see it completely invested after 2 to 3 rounds. And we've never done this before. Our goals may be a little bit lofty, but that's what we're shooting for. And I think we have some projects that we've heard from the community, and we've talked with EMS and Develop Tioga and the Housing Authority. I think we have a slate of projects that we're interested in, but we are getting public feedback. We're going to meet again mid-February with DCD and talk about some of our potential projects. We want to make sure in March, when the grant round opens up, that we hit the ground running. And again, we're putting forth really good competitive projects that qualify for the HUD funding. So we're excited about it. It's not necessarily how we were told it was going to roll out, but again, we're directing everybody to that action plan. And then any feedback that you can provide from that action plan, or if you see something in there that perks your interest or you want us to know, feel free to reach out to us, the planning office, or Develop Tioga. Thanks.
Yeah, and talking with DCED, they're like, boy, you guys are ahead of the curve, and we got off the phone, it's like, doesn't feel that way. It feels like the pressure's on to figure this out, so, yeah, we will figure it out, though, right, we always do. And again, we are very grateful for all the help with all the partners that we have through this, and Develop Tioga, I think, is going to be instrumental because they've been boots on the ground, helping survivors from this all the way through. So they know the lay of the land pretty well. And of course, everything that Marty's been doing. We have I think in a way, when you look at it from that perspective, we're not starting from scratch, right? So exciting. I'm glad that that money's coming to those communities. Public comment. Is there anything from the public? And if you can come up to the podium, please.
Yeah.
My name's Tracy Gregory. I'm from Liberty Borough. We have a nuisance and junk ordinance in our borough, and we have a building within the borough. It's an old Methodist church. It was converted to like somewhat of a house or apartment. Went up for tax sale here probably 3-4 years ago. Gentleman bought it from the Williamsport area, and apparently there's some back taxes the person didn't know about. And anyway, it needs to come down. It's about within 20 to 30 feet of falling within the adjoining landowners. The adjoining landowner can hear the inside of the roof falling down, and we're afraid it's going to fall on the adjoining landowner's property. So we took the person to court, and we came to agreement. The person doesn't have any money to have it torn down. We got 3 quotes from respectable businesses within the community, within the Williamsport area, the Tioga County, Lycoming County area. And we had our solicitor draw up an agreement with the landowner. So since he doesn't have any money that he ever comes into comes back to the borough, which would pay back to, what we're requesting is to the Tioga County Commissioners to bring up the upfront money to pay for the demolition of the property, and then all the money that comes back would go back to yourselves. So if you're not out of the county's not out of money. And here's 3 quotes. There's 2 quotes within close to reason, and then there's one. The second one. The second highest one is like $500-600, over $600, less than $600 than the first one, but that covers for asbestos too. The lowest one does not cover asbestos. And here's another quote, and these are the pictures of the property. The roof is starting to buckle in, and
This is one here that's...
we've been trying to work with this since April. And we're just really concerned about with the adjoining landowner. And so
Thank you.
we just, what the county could help out with, would be very appreciated for Liberty Borough. And that's what we came to the meeting. My mayor is Derry Mays back there, and I'm Tracy Gregory with Liberty Borough. I'm the president. So
Thank you. I have seen this. I was actually at with Dave Mitzpfeiffer at his property on the other side, and I said, "What's with this church?" And he's like, "That thing's ready to come down." And if you can see,
that was pretty.
I mean, this, you can see where it's leaning and coming down, but then the neighbor's house is right here.
So they're
So,
within, they probably got a porch they just put on in the summer, probably within 10 feet.
yeah,
And I'm thinking,
that's even,
get somebody to
this
put a
is
porch
worse
on,
than
but
when I
yeah.
saw it. Josh, you're familiar with this property?
Yeah, so a little bit further background, it was purchased at tax sale. However, there was an IRS lien against the property, somewhere in the $40,000 to $45,000 range. That was not divested by the sale, and once the person had purchased it, he reached out to the IRS, and the IRS confirmed that that was still a valid lien against the property. At this point, given the condition, and the need for demolition, that IRS lien is gonna possibly supersede the value of the property. That might be something that either the county, through the Tax Claim Bureau, can notify them that the building's demolished to see if they would revise that lien, because the property would be subject for tax sale again this year.
So kind of run us through that if you would. So go to tax sale this year, and then what are the steps after that?
So if it doesn't sell at sale, then the following year would go to judicial sale, which is typically free and clear. However, with the exception of a federal lien on the property, they have so much time to redeem that or keep that lien in place on the property. So that's the only exception. That's kind of what happened in the first place. Once the owner had bought it, found out that that tax lien was still in place, he wasn't able to continue the maintenance and upkeep of the property from the discussions I've had so far, so.
If it doesn't sell in judicial sale because of that federal lien,
It
what
would end up
happens
on
then?
the repository of unsold properties, which a tax claim bureau maintains a list of those properties that do not sell at sale. And at that point, an individual can come in and make a bid on those properties. And each taxing district has up to, I believe it's 60 days to accept or reject that bid. So the IRS lien is a concern against it, given the condition of the property. So that might be something between the borough and the county. I don't know if we can address the IRS and let them know that the building's scheduled to be tore down and whether or not they would divest that lien.
Well, ultimately, it's gonna end up our problem at the end of the day, correct?
Well, if the property goes through sale in its current condition and doesn't sell, yes, then that liability will come back to the county. We basically become the trustees of that property, so eventually, yes, it would be the county's problem.
But it won't be this year, it would be potentially next year.
It would be after the sale occurred in September. If it doesn't sell, then, there's no redemption by the property owner at that point, so it basically becomes the county's, liability to some extent.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What happens if it falls before all this happens?
I was just gonna ask the same
The
thing.
guy has no money anyway, so.
And it hits a neighbor's
The
house.
guy doesn't have any
Insurance
home
or?
insurance on it. But he told us here when we went to court with the gentleman.
And if it falls on the neighbor's house, I mean,
So potentially it would be our responsibility in 27, right? September
Yeah.
of 27.
Well, it could be after the sale in 26.
Okay.
So it's scheduled to go to upset sale in 26.
Oh, 26.
After the sale, if it doesn't sell, then the county
It'll-
basically becomes trustee through the Tax Claim Bureau. Then it would be offered for sale again for judicial sale in 27. Then after that, if it doesn't sell, it would go on our repository. of
Do you think it
unsold
would stand there through September?
I was tired. I was shocked that it's stayed this since. If you look at the one picture there, since May,
yeah, I was gonna say, it did that lean in that.
that building, this here has gotten. If you see this here is like gotten 10 times worse since May. I can't believe it stayed since the winter conditions. That hasn't fallen down on the adjoining landowners.
Is this right here the worst piece? I mean, if this was removed,
Well, that's the part
That's looking
that,
on the other side where it's
yeah, this
the
is
roof
just
is.
the roof line
Yeah.
The
here.
roof it
'Cause
caved
this is
in
all-
on the addition, and then the wall's actually leaning
That's-
towards the
that's the
adjoining
worst.
property.
Side, this right here.
I didn't know, instead of demolishing the whole building right now, would it make sense to just do a portion of it?
Yeah, I'm not into. Yeah.
Just to kind of, this piece looks like it's structurally sound, And if this is our biggest concern is, obviously that tipping off and hitting that house, is there a way to maybe just do a smaller scope of work so that it wasn't $20,000?
Yeah, you'd have to talk to the,
I think once you get started, it's just gonna be
Yeah,
a
it's gonna-
domino effect. Where
I agree with you, Sam.
an empty structure is not safe for anybody to be there.
I'm not in that business, I'm in the environmental and construction business, so.
Is that, I just don't know if that's something that Act 13 can be used for.
Under like an emergency type thing, there is a line that we should just.
It used to be like Methodist Church, probably 10 or 15 years, probably 15 years ago. They, because of the low attendance, my understanding is they just converted down to, they dissolved that church and just went to another Methodist. There's like three or four of those within the community. And then the landlord bought it, then he sold it to this, or whatever happened, the tax real estate sale, somebody from Williamsport, and I don't think he knew what he was getting into, and or has a tendency to do these kind of things where he thinks he gets the property cheap and can resell it, but he got hooked this time, and
Okay.
Could we put a lien on it, Josh? Like, how would we recoup our money?
well, we're using,
There are provisions under the real estate tax sale law that you could recoup, like, basically address the safety concerns on this property, then we would be eligible to recoup those funds. But you'd also have to look at, it would be a vacant lot, it's a relatively small lot, would that exceed potentially the market value of the property? I don't know.
and it's only like, what, like a third of an acre maybe?
Yeah, it's not very large.
0.29 or,
And if the federal lien wouldn't go away, I mean, if that's $40,000, there's your.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never gonna,
Yeah, that might be something the county needs to discuss with the solicitor to have
yeah,
contact
that's
the
what I would like to
IRS.
do.
we can
Let us,
get hold of Chris Kenyon and Nicholas Grimes, there's out of Winsburg, is our solicitor.
okay, and then let us talk to our solicitor and see what the best way, but
Just let me know, I can give you,
we certainly will.
I think my phone number's. There.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We'll be
Thank you.
interested.
Yep, thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, I'll make a motion for adjournment.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we will open up the Tioga County Salary Board meeting, public comments on agenda items only. Hearing none, we have the minutes before us for the December 9th meeting. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. Oh, I'll second it. Give it to her.
All right, Janice, you fight over it.
Salary board.
All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
We just have a few items for salary board this morning. The first is a correction to our January 5th organizational meeting. Aaron Stadler's title change to deputy director wasn't reflected on the salary sheets, and that was effective for January 1st, so we just wanted to make that correction to the salary sheet.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor, oh, sorry.
That's all right. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is for Carmen Hallisey. She's our part-time telecommunicator in emergency services that completed her training, so she would get the $2 an hour for that completion. That was effective 12/14/25.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
And the last item I have is for Corinne Beard, our judicial line staff. She completed her training, so she would receive the additional $1 per hour, and that was effective 12/30/25.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
We will adjourn the Tioga County Salary Board. We'll move into the Tioga County Retirement Fund Board. Last request for public comment on agenda items only? Hearing none, we have the minutes before us for the December 9th meeting. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Make a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next up is the quarterly payment to Foster and Foster for $6,828.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Next is the C&N Bank December 2025 management fee, $20,349.44.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
And next is just for information of the board.
All right, we'll adjourn retirement fund board, and I'll hand it over to Sam.
All right, we'll open the Tioga County Elections Board. Any public comment at this time pertaining to that? Seeing none, I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes from the December 9th meeting.
So moved.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor, vote with aye.
Aye.
Aye. For information, any updates besides what's listed, Miss Cindy?
Just now that we're currently sending out the applications for mail-in and absentee ballots, just so people can inspect those and everything else is what's listed.
Awesome. Thank you for the update. All right, not seeing any other business, we'll move to adjourn at 10:36.